What's up, guys? This is IFBB Pro Gerald Williams hanging out here in Golds in Venice. Once again, it's March now. This is installment 3 of Iron Diaries Muscle Insiders Road to the California Championships. So this week we want to talk about mindset and how things have changed. This is our 3rd installment. We're going to talk about how my mentality has shifted from the first installment to now. We're about 9 weeks away from the show. Haven't really started hardcore dieting, hardcore cardio, hardcore anything. Really at the awesomeness of how the guy I work with, Matt Berzicott, has really been able to keep me in shape more in the off season. And right now he's acting more of a safety than pushing me. A lot of times, you know, coaches, it's like, it's time to suffer. Right now he's like, hey, let's pull back a little bit, you know, let's hold off on this cardio, let's hold off on pulling all this food out, because things are moving along really without it. One of the biggest shifts in that for me has been switching from once-a-day training to twice-a-day training. I haven't done this since I was 19 years old. So when I won the Teenage Nationals, this is how I kind of got ready. I was at a point in January when I was like, my workouts were really taking too long. They were almost up to 2 hours. And I was trying to move as efficiently as possible, and I'd lose track of time. And I was really finding I was running out of gas as I got towards the end of the workout, which means that something wasn't getting full effort. And so at that point, I made the decision that I was going to run to 2-a-day training. And I was going to split everything up. As you guys know, I train every body part twice a week. So I train 6 days a week. So that really leaves me for the space of, you know, everything would hit at having AM, PM. And I found it was great. Every body part gets wrapped around twice. So in the sense, like every body part will have a morning session. Every body part will have an evening session during the week. And I also taken some of the advice from Justin Compton, also Kane Bishop, who's going to be doing his IFBB Pro 212 debut at the New York Pro, who trains with Chris Dim, and you guys know Chris Dim had some of the best arms next to Lee Priest ever. Adding some more volume into my training. So it took a few people giving me that information for it to really click for me, like, oh, you should have volume, oh, you should have volume, oh, you should have volume. And it finally clicked, like, oh, I need a volume day. So now half of the week is structured in volume, half of the week is structured in really heavy to failure training. Not quite the beyond failure Dorian Yates style, but definitely to failure. And so every muscle gets hit twice, every muscle gets hit at a different time of day, knowing so it's allowing for equity in that sense, and also a different style of training. Some body parts I'm finding are responding really well to the volume, which is something I haven't given my body really ever. Some body parts are like, yeah, this is cool, whatever. So I'm really finding a balance in those things. So backing up a little bit about where we are in the prep, I think we're about 9 weeks out now. We really haven't, like I said, jumped into the really hardcore dieting, the suffering of things, which is great. I think as long as we can hold off on that and still be on track for progress, it's good. I had a chance to do some posing yesterday with Chris Cormier down in Orange County, and he seemed pretty happy with where we were. Chris has been a great mentor in the sense of how do I learn the business, how do I learn the sport, how do I learn to set myself up for longevity, and he thinks it's a great idea because we're doing so many shows this year. Really there's a show a month all the way until October. And so how we're pacing my body to make it through the season is also really important. And it's not something I was really considering as I was setting up, basically doing, you know, we're talking about the California Pro, we're talking about the Kansas Mayhem show, we're talking about the Vancouver Pro, maybe the Arnold Asia, we're talking about trying to make the Olympia, we're talking about the Arnold Europe, and we're talking about the Shrew in India.
Wow.
So it's going to be a big year. So for me to be in a good place right now without having to be so fried and so tired, having to just trying to get in shape, is really going to, I think, allow me to have a really great season, like a full season competing, which really wasn't something, like I said, that I wasn't considering. But that's why it's so important to have the right people around you, because those people are able to see some of the vision that you've laid out and be able to utilize their skill sets to help you achieve that. So my mindset right now is really in the sense of, one, trying to push really hard in the gym, trying to pull back a little bit and not necessarily be so focused on going. I think it's really, really important right now to understand that there is a process, trust the process, trust the people that I've put around me. I don't necessarily have to figure everything out. And then also making sure that I'm keeping myself healthy. Something that we talked about last time was the juggling all the millions of things. I'll be honest, I struggle sleeping a lot just because there's so few hours in the day. And so I'm really actively working like 1 week at a time to make sleep a priority for me. To say, hey, like I've got to get this amount of sleep. No matter what time it is at this point, I'm going to try and shut it down. Some days I'm successful, some days I'm not. And so I want to share that with you guys because you guys think that, oh, we have it all figured out. Not always. I think a lot of things are works in progress, and it's okay to share that there are lots of works in progress.
Right.
So, yeah.
But so talk to me a little bit. I mean, so basically when we started shooting the first episode, which was about a couple months ago, you weren't even close from starting the prep per se. You technically haven't even started now.
Right. Yeah.
Great is that.
Yeah.
But you've been changing a lot. I mean, I
Yeah.
told you when I saw you yesterday in the gym for the first time since the last shoot, I was like, whoa, you've changed a lot. And you're like, oh, really? Because, you know, I haven't really done anything different.
Yeah.
So that's nice. Your body is cooperating.
Yeah, it's cooperating. I think a lot of it, like I said, was that we kept it in shape after the Dubai show.
Yeah.
You know, I had guest posing. I had some appearances that really, you know, as a professional, you want to look good wherever you go. And I think, you know, in that sense, I've seen guys from other generations before me come in places and not look in shape, and I'm like, that's not how I really want to be.
Right.
And it just so happened that the timing of those things, you know, it becomes January, February, and you know we're right back into the space where it's time to start training again. Yeah. And so taking the advice of eating clean year round, like I said, the training twice a day has been really helpful. The type of training has been really helpful. You know, just having my body's not tired. You know,
that's nice.
It's not tired, and there's a feeling. I know what feeling tired is, like feeling worn out. Like I had that feeling after the North Americans.
Okay.
Like mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, like completely gassed. That 6 weeks that I had to run from the USAs to the North Americans, I think probably took more energy out of me than I've ever had out in my life. It could also have been that I just come back to competing after 7 years and I was just not prepared for that level at that point. But now we're in my second year as a pro. I have a very clear understanding, I think, of what's expected of me and how to perform those things. And I'm excited about trying new things, and I'm excited about that they're working. I think, you know, part of, you know, research and anything like that is test and retest, and, you know, something fails, you accept failure, but you also learn from it. So I'm happy to be in a place where the things that we're trying are really working.
Yeah.
And the people around me, like I've been working with Matt since I came back. I'll tell you guys a quick story. I called Matt in 2015 and I was like, Matt, I want to compete again. He's like, really? It's been a long time. I was like, yeah, I know. But I feel like, you know, you do preps, and, you know, if there's anybody I feel like I would trust that I would work with, it's you. And so he said, okay, cool. You know, I can do that. Let's give you, you know, here's what you should do. Here's what you start. You know, send me some pictures in about a month. He saw the pictures. He was like, oh shit, what's happening? We might have a chance here. And then from there, you know, we started trying different things and try and roll in some different places. And it was great. I came back, you know, won the LA, got second at the USAs, won the North Americans, and so it worked itself out. And I kept working with Matt, and we kept refining how my body was going to work. I think last year I gave him a really arduous task of trying to get me in shape for the Golden State after taking 4 months out of the gym completely.
Wow. And
eating junk food. I'm not Kevin Lebroni. We talk about this. We talk about Kevin all the time. I'm just not gifted like that. And so to come out doing nothing and then to do a pro show, I think I was really fortunate to at that point. I think I got like 8th or 9th or something like that. I could have gotten dead last. And I think so that, you know, was a testament to his ability to help push me there. But there's a lot of suffering that was involved. But we finished the season, you know, with the top 5 placing just because I think I had enough time to have bounced back from that. And then now having had a whole year to really be in the mix and not take that amount of time off and not do weird things and not take 7 years out of the sport and not stop going to the gym. That's the biggest difference. You know, we're sitting here like really having my first full year of bodybuilding in 9 years. You know, and so what that's meaning is like things are changing because I'm just giving my body a chance to not start from a deficit. And so what that means longitudinally is like this year can be really great just because if I'm giving my body what it needs and I'm not trying to play catch up or I'm not trying to build my body up from atrophy, you know, it's really able to take off. And so these are the things that we're seeing manifest themselves now. It's really, you know, almost a decade of not doing what I needed to do, and it just so happens that now it's kind of coming to a place where it's all working. That's awesome.
Gerald, thank you so much for doing those videos, man. The hits are very, very good, and I think they're surprising you even. But I think people really see, you know, enjoy, you know, seeing you, you know, we do a little bit of thing in the gym and everything, but it's mostly the psyche of bodybuilding and behind the scene stuff. I think it's great for you to share that with everyone, and obviously we appreciate it. So thank you for doing this.
Thanks, Dave. I just want to let everybody, we're regular people. You know, we're regular people just like you. We all have goals, we all have dreams, we all have aspirations, and you have to do what you have to do in your way. It may not be my way, it may not be Phil's way, it may not be Jay's way, your way to accomplish your goal. And so as much information as we can share about our journey, it may help someone else out. So thank you guys.
So stay tuned for episode 4 next month, you guys.
Episode 4 next month.
All right.